Hey everybody, it's Lyssa with Embellish from Watertown, Wisconsin, and it is time for our Wednesday Live. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for not being too upset that I'm going live an hour early this week. I'm having lunch with my mom and my mother-in-law today. Doesn't that sound like fun? It is a ball because I have the best mother and mother-in-law in the world. I'm so spoiled. Oh my goodness. Really looking forward to hanging out with them today. So we had to bump the live a little forward, but that's good because I just get to stamp with you all the faster today, right? Okay, we're just waiting for some eyeballs that will show me that we are live and good to go. All right, looks good. So let's get started, shall we? I just love stamping with you guys. Absolutely love it. Who would ever have thought that when I first started Facebook Lives that it would become just such an important part of my week? I just love it. So thanks for joining me. Today's card is so cool. Well, let me show you the one I got first. I got this from my dear friend Christine. Looks like a nice ordinary card, right? Opens up. Oh my goodness. Very cool. So simple, so easy. Fits in a regular envelope. Love that. And it is a chance to show off all your pretty papers. And the measurements are so simple, you'll be able to remember them without even writing them down. Okay, so I wanted to make that with you guys today. So here's my version. I'm trying to use up some paper that is retiring and a stamp set that is retiring as well to show you that, but I also had to sneak peek some of the new colors. So this darker orchidy color here is the new Petunia Pop, which I'm super excited about, coming in the new catalog for everybody. So kind of a different color scheme today. We got Petunia Pop, Fresh Freesia, which is a really light purple, and then Pretty in Pink, which is also a new color, actually an old color returning to our lineup. So kind of a weird color combo here. Unusual for me, but it does fall in the category of like monochromatics. So that's how I made my card. Kind of fun, huh? All right, so let's make it together. So for starters, with this one, you're going to need just a simple piece of basic white. And I would not use thick basic white because that will be really, really heavy when you get all these folds together. And it may not fit in an envelope without extra postage. So just use regular basic white cardstock, and it is one sheet of 8.5 by 11 cut in half vertically. So at the 4 1/4 mark would be cut in half. And then, so that leaves us with a piece that's 4 1/4 by 11 inches, the full length of the paper. Okay, so that somehow is going to turn into this. Fun. Okay, now we need something to score with. So I've got my handy dandy paper trimmer here. And we're going to make just 2 scores is all this fancy fold requires. So we're going to make our scores by putting the long side in our paper trimmer up against the top. And we will need the extension arm for this one. The first score is 4 1/4. So I'm lined it up at the 4 1/4 mark here, and then I'm pushing the cutting blade out of the way because I don't want to cut, I want to score. So use the lighter blade here, the lighter scoring blade to make our score. And it's better to do it several times lightly than one time really hard, because you might actually go straight through the paper, especially if it's a little bit thinner paper like the basic white. So 4 1/4 and then 7 is our other measurement. So that's not hard, is it? So a couple of times really light rather than once really hard. I need to trim or clean my trimmer. Did you know this comes off so that you can clean it? Love that about our trimmer. So I can run over that with a little alcohol wipe and get that adhesive off and make my trimmer look new and good again. All right. That's all we need the trimmer for, so you can go ahead and put that away. And then we're just going to fold on those score lines. Where's my bone folder here, so I make my folds nice and crisp. And you fold it into kind of a Z shape. We like Z's around here. So that's the shape it looks like from the side. The front, actually this is the front, and then when it's open. Okay, so these two panels, although they look identical, are not. One of them is a 1/4 inch shorter than the other. You want the bigger panel that's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. That's your base, the inside of your card. And then this second large panel is the front of the card. Okay, so it looks like that. And the rest is just decorating. That is truly how easy this fold is. So we've got patterned paper then. For our front piece, I've cut some bright and beautiful paper. Ooh, I like the other side too. See that ombre pink? Beautiful. We've got that cut to 4 by 3 3/4. So it's not quite a 4 by 4 square. It's 4 by 3 3/4. Gives us that beautiful even margin all the way around. And I'm using glue, so I have a second to kind of shift the paper down before it's settled. And excuse me, that will allow me to make sure my margins are straight. And then on the inside, your second piece of pattern paper is 4 by 4 square. And that gets glued down the same way with the same matching margins on all 4 sides. Doesn't that look professional? Love that. Okay, and then this is the spot you'll be writing on. So that gives us a chance to decorate this portion here as well as decorating the front of the card. I love it when there's more chances to decorate. So should we do the inside first? Something like, right? I also have some petunia pop ribbon that we can use on this one. This one's going to be a little different than the sample because it's cute, but there's always opportunities to embellish, right? So I've got some of that matching new petunia pop ribbon that I've just tied in a knot. Trim the ends at an angle so it doesn't ravel on us. That's cute. So that would be fine just for down here. Or you can put your sentiment on there instead, or over the top. I actually like it with a smaller sentiment. I cut this piece out intending to be a little more fancy than this one, but I actually like the sentiment a little bit smaller. So let's see. We could also put this ribbon around the top. I got that knot tied so nicely I don't want to untie it. So that can add some pizzazz, and then when we go to put our focal point on, we can put the knot off to one side. So that would add some texture, right? Let's leave it up there for now. We can always change our mind later. And then that leaves me with more room then for my sentiment piece down here. Or because this paper is kind of a plainer background paper, I could stamp directly on the card itself. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment in my darkest color ink, which is the new Petunia Pop. And the Have a Blessed Day sentiment comes from a brand new stamp set called Unbounded Love. Ooh, I actually got it centered. Yay, me. Unbounded Love is just full of beautiful sentiments. I love every single one of them. And it also has the coolest matching dies, which I can't lay my hands on right this second. But they're all sized for, I just had that. If you guys could see the state of my stamp room right now, you would not be surprised that I can't lay my hands on the dies at the moment. But anyway, it comes with all sorts of tags and sentiment pieces that fit all these sentences. So that's a really nice set that's coming in the new catalog. New catalog starts May 1st. And if you need one, just let me know. Oh, here it is. Here we go. So this is the Unbounded Love dies, and the thing I really like about it is there's some gorgeously girly ones with flowers, scallops. Look at this one, so pretty. And then there's all sorts of stitched ones as well, which are great for masculine cards. And there's nice different sizes. There's nothing worse than having, a sentiment that's doesn't quite fit on the tag, that it's cut out to be on. So that is a really, I would look at this first when you look at the catalog. All right, can't lay my hands on my dimensionals right now. I am prepared today, huh? Here we go. I'm using up this little sheet of mini dimensionals. So we'll just stick one in each corner and maybe one in the middle since they're mini. And I'm going to double check where to put it down because I don't want to interfere with my card front. There we go. Oh, it's crooked. All right, pop it up a little bit. There we go. Thankfully it came up and went back down again without too much trouble. Cute. All right, now we need to make our focal point, and we're going to do that with 4 different stamps. So I'm using Petal Park, I'm using the outline and the fill-in for the leaves, and then I'm using the outline and the filler for the flowers. All right, and if we wanted to, there is a punch that matches this. It's called Petal Park Punch, and we could even stamp extras of those flowers, punch them out, and layer them on top. So again, it just depends on how fancy you want to go. But today, I'm just going to stick with 1 layer. We want it to be able to go through the mail, right? If we make it too puffy and too thick, that will be a problem. Let me get a baby wipe quickly before we begin. Because I know that this, excuse me, I know that this image is going to go off the sides of my focal point die cut here. So it's going to get my glass mat messy. Okay, so for the outlines, I'm using the darker ink. So that's Petunia Pop in our case. There we go. And then it's made to fit just right in amongst the leaves. So here's our floral bit. And because the stamps are clear, I can line them up. That's nice. So no over stamping there. So that's our dark color, and it will fade a little bit. See how dark it is right here? It'll fade. So that seems really, really dark right now, but don't worry about that. Okay, and then we're going to fill in the leaf outline with our purple. This is a very pale purple, fresh freesia. Let's see, and again, it's easy to line up because it is clear photopolymer. So I can match up the main leaves and the rest will take care of itself. Oh, so pretty. It's like magic. I love two-step stamping. Okay, and then I want the flowers themselves to be pink. So I've got our pretty in pink and the flower insides. My ink pads are all nice and juicy because they're brand new. Love that. All right, and again, easy to line up. Whoa, look at that pink. Crazy, but it will fade. It will fade to that. So that's not too bad, right? And then it will match. So some colors, if you stamp with some of the newer colors, you're like, whoa, that is not what I thought that color looked like. Just give it a minute. When it dries and sinks into the paper, it will be the color you're expecting it to be. Okay, so that's our focal point. And again, like I said, you can layer the punch up to your heart's content if you have the matching punch. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat today. And I'm going to put this on the front of the card. So that is all there is to it. That's why I called it Simple and Elegant Fancy Fold, because it just has those 2 little scores. It has lots of opportunity to embellish and show off your pretty papers. Plenty of space to write, which is not always true of fancy fold cards, is it? And then if it's in a regular envelope, which is a must for me. Cute, cute, cute. All right, I need some jewelry. So I've got some clear tinsel gems. And if I could find my tweezers, I would be a happy woman. There we go. And just gonna bling up those flower centers with some pretties. Little tiny bit of silver sparkle in there. Fun. Wow, it's hard to believe it's gonna fade that much, isn't it? But it will, I promise. Just give it a minute. So that is the Simple and Elegant Fancy Fold. Literally 2 scores. So it starts with a 4 1/4 by 11 inch half sheet of cardstock. Gets scored at 4 1/4 and 7. Those are the only scores, and fits in a regular envelope when you're all done. Cool beans, huh? I hope you've enjoyed this card idea I got from my friend Christine, and the little sneak peek of some new colors and stamps that are coming in the brand new Stampin' Up! Catalog. If you need one, leave me a message on my Facebook page or reach out at embellishwithlyssa.com. Fill out the contact form and I'll be happy to send you a catalog free of charge. Everybody needs to see this, right? And then if you want to order Stampin' Up! Products, you can go to lyssa.stampinup.net. All right. Thanks so much for watching today. I'm off to lunch with my mommy and my mother-in-law. See you later.